November 6th, 2024. This morning, we all woke up in a new reality. And for me, actually, particularly, it was even more so. Today was the first day of getting snow in my environment. But today is a big day. Today is a day of change. We as a collective have just jumped timelines. I know a lot of people out there are feeling absolutely devastated about the election results. I understand. I completely understand. It's terrifying. To be honest, I thought I was sure as shit Kamala would win. It really seemed that way. I do live in a blue state, a very blue county. Everywhere I walk around, I take my dogs out for a walk every day, and I'm surrounded by Harris Waltz signs. I really thought she was going to win. It is something very interesting. For one, don't shoot the messenger, but I think it's actually incredible that Trump won, because now we know it's actually not rigged. It's not rigged. If he won, unless on the contrary, who knows? Maybe this is some giant plan for him to walk into this shit show of a country that we are in. Mind you, whoever steps into this new position, whether it would have been Kamala or him, they are walking into an absolute shit show. It's not an easy job. Everyone is going to be pointing fingers at this next president for the amount of chaos that has already been happening and that will continue to. So, who knows? Maybe they wanted Trump to win to be the absolute scapegoat for all of this mess that we are currently in. That's one thought. I'm not here trying to spread conspiracies whatsoever. These are just thoughts that I'm having as I am on my way home dropping my kid off at school. It is unbelievably undeniable to not look at the astrology of what's going on right now as a collective. The outer planets are the ones that really determine our collective actions and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And looking at the timeline of entering into this whole new world with Trump as president, starting technically in January, considering everything goes smoothly and he makes it there, who knows? There's a lot of possibilities. A lot. Pluto's last dance is in Capricorn in these next few weeks. It goes back into Aquarius, where it will stay there until 2044, maybe 43, I can't remember. We are entering an entirely new era. Pluto's last dance in Capricorn is huge. I've said this a million times before, but I'm going to say it again. And I'm saying this to reassure everybody that we are right on schedule as humanity. If this gives you any reassurance as to what's happening in the collective, I hope that this does. I hope this does. Pluto leaving Capricorn is massive. This is literally the fall of all of the structures and systems that we have been operating on for the last 20 years. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know that our government and all of our systems have been going on long before 20 years ago, long before 2008, where it was last changed signs. However, in Capricorn, this is extra juicy when it comes to systems. Capricorn rules the systems. It rules the government. It rules the structures. It rules the financial. It rules everything we are built on as a collective. Pluto leaving Capricorn is massive. It is bringing those structures down. It is time for a rebirth in the way that we are functioning as a collective. Our systems, our government needs a rebirth. Don't get me wrong, this is just my perspective. Please don't get mad at me for whatever your political opinions are. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm independent. I don't identify with either one. So don't get mad at me, please. I was also very fortunate to be able to vote independent because I live in a very primarily blue state. So I took advantage of that. I voted independent. Again, don't argue with me. Trump being in office the next 4 years might just lead us into the collapse of the government that we need. We need it. It's necessary. Nothing is working. We are not in an equal system. We don't have basic human needs met. There are people out there living on the streets. There are people who have houses, who are housed, who are working their asses off and can't afford basic groceries right now. I'm not sitting here pointing fingers. I'm completely independent. I'm partial to all of this shit. But we need a change. And I believe that Trump is going to lead us there. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying he's the good guy. I'm not saying he's the bad guy. But Pluto's last dance in Capricorn, entering Aquarius, we are in a whole new era. We are entering a whole new reality, a whole new timeline. Trump will create the chaos that is needed to collapse the systems that are not working for us as a collective. Pluto entering Aquarius is all about the collective. It wants what's best for the collective. The government at current moment, I hate to break it to you, does not want what's best for the collective. No matter who side you're on, no matter what party you identify with, it does not want our best interest. Absolutely not. Either side. But I strongly believe that Trump will lead us to the direction that we need to enter into. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy. And again, I don't have all of the answers. This is my opinion. But for the littlest bit of reassurance for how you're feeling today, especially those who really invested a lot of energy and emotions into voting for Kamala, I'm sorry. I know you're having a really rough day. I know that you're losing hope. Don't lose hope. This is the trajectory we need to be on in order to get to where we need to go. I'm coming from an astrological opinion, but just hear me out. It makes sense. It will make sense. It's not going to make sense for a while once we're in the thick of it. Pull back and look down. That seems a little like hierarchical, but get out of the first person shooter mode. Pull back and look at just what's happening. Pull back and look at what's happened in the last 4 years. It hasn't been great. I honestly don't know how people want to continue the trajectory that we've been on. It has not been good. I don't need to label specifics. You know what I'm talking about. It hasn't been a great 4 years. It hasn't been a great 8 years. It hasn't been a great 16 years. It's been a lot. But this is our path as a collective. And I'm not saying there's like one way, but these massive shifts as a collective are what put us on a whole new timeline as to where we need to move into. It's, we are also in the season of Scorpio right now. It's so interesting how election time goes into Scorpio season because it's all about digging up the muck. It's about facing our shadows. It's about looking at the bullshit and all of the deep, dark shit that we never want to face in our everyday lives. This is the time. We are facing it as a collective, and it's not overnight. It's been happening these last chunk of years. It's not easy, and we're all in this together. We need to come together. I know that right now, and especially these next few months, are probably going to feel more divisive than maybe even before. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe we've learned our lesson from 2020 and beyond. Maybe we actually realized how arguing with each other on the internet gets us literally nowhere. Yeah, maybe we get some endorphins or serotonin from releasing our energy, but it literally moves us nowhere. We need to come together. We need to realize that we are going to have different opinions, but there is a lot of shit that we actually probably agree on more than not. It's not about continuing to argue. It's about finding our similarities, coming together, and just riding the wave of all of the bullshit. And if you don't want to give your power all away to the current next nominated powers that be, if you disagree with those powers, don't give them your power. Don't give them your power. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm your friend. I am your community. Reach out to me, comment below, let me know what you think. We're going to get through this.